It's a very sad day in the digital artist community today. Clip Studio Paint has gone ahead and announced their own death. So you can see here on their kind of tweets, you're getting like 3 comments, 4 comments. But if we scroll up to their most recent announcement, you are at 4,600 comments. Well, 4,900 now, I guess. It's updating very rapidly. And you can see here, despite 2,000 likes, we've got 18,000 retweets, meaning there's a good chunk of quote retweets in there, which is never really a good sign. So what have Clip Studio Paint announced here? You can see there's a lot of negativity in the comments from the general population, as well as some really well-known artists who I follow. And so we're going to go through this update. Now, first of all, I looked at this and I thought, oh, this is not as bad as people were saying. This isn't really a problem. But then there's some points later on which make you realize, okay, this is just as bad as people are making it out to be, which really destroys the goodwill that Clip Studio Paint had built up for itself over the years. So we'll go over the main points here. I won't read every single word. 10 years after the initial release of Clip Studio Paint 1.0, we will be welcoming the release of version 2.0 in the first half of 2023. Over the past years, across over 80 updates, we have continued to bring new features to Clip Studio Paint. However, from 2023 onwards, the current version 1 offered as a download and a physical version will no longer receive updates free of charge. Clip Studio Paint version 2.0 will offer a new slate of features to make use of in your digital art. At this time, there are no major changes planned to the existing features or the UI. And here's where things start to go downhill. So if you are a current user of version 1 and would like to use version 2 without purchasing a perpetual license, you can purchase an update pass, which will be offered from next year. So essentially, they're ditching Clip Studio Paint 1.0, the current version, and they're moving to a new Clip Studio Paint 2. Now, in itself, this isn't necessarily a bad thing. I always wondered if Clip Studio Paint was really sustainable in the way you can buy it once fairly cheap and you get updates forever, although clearly not forever anymore. You will still be able to use version 1 forever provided it works on your device, and they will keep releasing bug updates and compatibility issues with operating systems and things like that. So they are going to keep version 1 going for now, even with moving to Windows 11 or whatever you might do in the future. However, it's not quite as simple as it looks, and it gets far worse the more you read. So what is an update pass? Update passes are products that allow consumers of the one-time purchase version of Clip Studio Paint to access updates to the latest version without the need to purchase another perpetual license. They are valid for a period of 1 year and can be activated at any time after the update passes are launched next year. So this makes it sound like your options are to keep version 1 that you already own, or you can buy version 2, or you can get a subscription service for version 2, but this actually isn't the case, because the update pass is for all updates regardless of which version you have. So Clip Studio Paint 1.0 not getting any more updates after this point. Even if you outright buy version 2, you are only getting up to version 2.0.1, which is stability updates. You will not get any actual feature updates, despite the fact you're presumably going to be paying roughly the same that you paid before. You're just not getting the updates anymore. If you want updates and the newest version of Clip Studio Paint, you need to buy the Update Pass subscription service. And based on what this text says here, if your Update Pass expires, you can continue to use the app by reinstalling version 1.x. Makes it sound like that you can have the subscription service for years and years and years. The second you stop paying, you're going to lose all the stuff you've been paying for all this time, and you go right back to version 1. And this is what I really hate about subscription services, because you're never actually buying anything. All you're doing is pushing back being locked out of this service for another month, for another year, whatever period of time it is. And as soon as you stop paying that kind of ransom for your own stuff, you get completely locked out. It doesn't matter how much money you've sunk into it, it's all gone. And so it gets worse, because even if you quote unquote upgrade to Clip Studio Paint 2.0, even though they specifically say at this time there are no major changes planned to the existing features or the UI, which makes it sound like 2.0 won't actually have anything new, you're just upgrading for stability or something like that. They specifically say in here, so you're getting bug fixes for the perpetual version that you can buy one time, but version 1 will be supported up until version 3 is released in the future. So in other words, you are going to lose stability updates for version 1 that you've paid for, that you were told was, a one-time payment, and On top of that, version 2, even if you buy the perpetual license or you're paying for the update pass for all this time, that's all going to be replaced by version 3.0 we've already been promised. So all this time it's just been Clip Studio Paint, you know, you've got Pro and EX and all of this. They are now moving to a subscription model. So even if we're saying goodbye to updates, I'm not doing the subscription service, I only want to keep using what I already have, you are going to have to buy the new software eventually. When version 3 comes out, you're going to have to either buy version 3 or version 2, and then, you know, when version 4 comes out, you're going to have to upgrade again. So whatever you're doing, the one-time payment version of Clip Studio Paint is dead, and they are going to make you pay again and again to keep using the thing that you've already paid for. And this is really what it is. It's holding what we already have and what we've already worked for hostage. You know, I've got years of files and brushes and just my general workflow baked into Clip Studio Paint. Everything I do is based around Clip Studio Paint at this point, and we were all sold this on it. It's a one-time payment thing. I'm sure so many people have recommended Clip Studio Paints to a friend. It's almost like an artist meme at that point. It's buy Clip Studio Paint, it's the best one, and it's affordable, and it's a one-time payment. Don't buy Photoshop, etc., etc. And now they're really spitting in those people's faces. Everyone I've recommended Clip Studio Paints to in real life and on this channel, you know, those people are now having to deal with this, which is something I would have specifically said you won't need to worry about this, and now you do, and now everything that was the case up until this point is basically becoming a lie, and they're completely flipping their service on its head. And by version 3.0, I won't be surprised if the perpetual version isn't even a thing and you just outright have to buy the subscription to get anyway. You can see they're very adamant about this subscription service. They're making it very clear. Perpetual licenses, you know, cross, you don't get any of this. If you buy the update pass, or you get access to free updates like we've been having for years now through a one-time payment, and then it's tick if you buy the subscription. And then we've got this whole own workflow where, you know, if you just pay monthly, then you're good to go. You get everything, you know, making it easier for the people who are paying for the subscription service, because they really are clearly trying to push everyone in that direction. It really feels like they're taking advantage of all of our goodwill. You can really see people saying this in the comments. We've all really pushed Clip Studio Paint. We've all said how much we love it, and now all of that goodwill has just completely dried up. And at this moment, I would no longer recommend you buy Clip Studio Paint because they are changing their business model in this way. And to the people who have bought Clip Studio Paint recently, I'm really sorry for you, because if you've just dropped like £200 on Clip Studio Paint EX, maybe you're working on an animated project, well, they're changing their business model very soon, so you're getting less time out of it than other people. And on top of that, your files are held hostage in Clip Studio Paints now. And so yes, we will still keep being able to use version 1 for a while now. They are going to keep having bug updates and stuff like that, so that is good. What you already currently have probably won't go anywhere for a little while now, but we are now at that point of that one-time payment is dead, and there is a timer on your current version of Clip Studio Paint, and it will run out eventually, and it will become unstable, and they'll leave it behind, and you're going to have to buy a new thing again, and a new thing again. And like I said before, we'll get to that point where the only option is the subscription service. And even if this annual pass thing is well priced at first, maybe it will even work out per year it's cheaper than just buying Clip Studio Paint. This is not a good thing, and I really hope people don't fall for this, because that price will go up, and you will lose all your stuff if you don't submit to these gradual price increases. Just like Adobe, you're going to be locked into their ecosystem, and they're going to make things worse and worse for you because they can get away with it, and you're just going to keep paying more and more, and the service will probably get worse. And these models are just not good for consumers, and I really do not recommend you get yourself into this. So to be clear, I don't pay for subscription services, and as soon as I'm forced into one, I will just find other means to get the software that I want. So that's how it's going to be, and I recommend you all do the same. Don't get into subscription services. Every company wants to push them on you. They are awful for consumers. Don't do it. So let me know what you think, and definitely let Clip Studio Paints know what you think. The only way to get companies to do what you want is to bully them. I strongly believe in that, so go and bully them on social media, and hopefully they will make some changes to this decision, at least in the short term. We can push back some corporate greed for a little bit longer. So thank you for watching, and goodbye.